Hello everyone, it's Charlton, and I'm down at the river again, and I just wanted to, not for any real reason, just that it's peaceful down here, and I want to come down before it gets too dark. I wanted to make a follow-up video to the one I made earlier today about the pinned tweet on Mollie Tibbetts' account about being approached by a cop. I think it's November 14th, 2017. Which isn't that long ago. That's 8-9 months ago. It's not that far into the past at all. So, being approached by a cop, who I assume would be like a campus cop. I mean, Iowa University is a big campus. A lot of times they refer to security there as cops because they are cops. It's not just like, anyways. And the individual asking her, because she had a pink coat, I think, strapped over a chair next to her, thought she was possibly a recent missing persons report. That somebody had called in a 10-year-old girl. I know she's nowhere near 10 years old. And as I said in the previous video, there's no record of an Amber Alert for that, but I don't know exactly how that all works. I don't know if there's a missing persons report, if every single time there's an Amber Alert. I mean, there could have been a report on the news that somebody saw her and called the police and called it in. I really don't know. But I was saying that, and I bumbled all over myself in my previous video, just trying to put all these thoughts together in some kind of, something that made sense. But I do think that heading to the river here right now, I'm gonna get up on that wall in a sec. I do think that the odds of her being approached by somebody that was supposedly a cop, inquiring about a missing persons and mistaking her for a possible missing persons in the library at Iowa University, that happening 7, 8, 9 months ago, and then that getting pinned to the top of her Twitter account and her getting abducted herself. The odds of that are just astronomically weird, definitely. So, and even though all of my thoughts are just thoughts, it's just speculation, and it could be totally wrong, and it very likely is. I'm just saying that is just the law of probabilities say that's very slim, that would work out that way, So, let me try to get up here. And this idea occurred to me after I made that video. Kind of hit me like a bolt of lightning. Just a sec. Hopefully that doesn't turn off. It didn't. Okay. It's very peaceful down here. This is high up though. Like extremely. So, I mean, not extremely, but it's probably 30 feet. Anyways, what occurred, and I was saying maybe the person who abducted her had pinned that tweet, because there's only 3 replies to the tweet, other than after she was abducted, and that there's very little activity to the tweet. And if it was a pinned tweet from the time that she tweeted it, from November 14th, 2017, there would have been, I would think, a lot more activity. I don't know how many likes, there were, prior to it being tweeted and being pinned and after and so forth, but I could tell by the replies. That's the only thing I know, that there's no replies prior to her being abducted, except for the 3. 2 from her friend and 1 from herself back to the friend. Okay, so it suggested to me that it got pinned, while after she got abducted. And somebody was saying in the comments, why would the abductor pin that tweet? And actually, I agree. That's a good question. And I was saying that maybe he was trying to misdirect law enforcement to this person that approached her in the library at the University of Iowa. But then it actually struck me. And then there's another individual, and I'm being very generic in who I'm referencing people. But so you know, and I was saying that I thought maybe that the abductor had pinned that tweet to steer off law enforcement to somebody that wasn't involved. But then it occurred to me that I'm thinking possibly she pinned that tweet, okay? And I'm thinking she pinned that tweet like seconds before she was abducted, okay? And because she was in a situation where she might have recognized the person as being the same person that approached her in the library. But she was also in a position either sitting in a vehicle on the passenger side in the front seat with the individual where she couldn't text or do anything because he could see her phone to some extent and he could just see if she was texting. So as a way to basically let people know, you know, maybe she just went to her Twitter account real quick, scrolled down as fast as she could to that November 14th tweet and pinned it and just went boom, boom. And then, you know, I mean, and then at some point, you know, whoever it is that abducted her, you know, makes it very known to her that she's being abducted, takes her phone and so forth. You know, and he would have checked texts and stuff like that. And it's very possible, you know, that eventually that got learned that the pin tweet was pinned, but there was no changing it at that point, you know. It's too late to do that, you know. And that was my thought. You know, I mean, I think it's possible that it was somebody that's dressed like a law enforcement person, maybe somebody who used to work as a security guard, you know, had a uniform, maybe even somebody who wanted to be a cop and couldn't for reasons, for legitimate medical reasons, or, you know, possibly, I don't know, you know. And I do think, though, I think what I said in my previous video, that I think it's somebody that, you know, I kind of think the father, Mollie Tibbetts' father, is right. Is it somebody that actually cares for Mollie and sort of thought she would be his partner, you know, and, you know, and either just got the wrong idea, or, you know, is widowed, or, you know, without a partner himself, and so I think there's a chance that this could actually be resolved. I really do. That's my... You know, and the reports of the black SUV, I was starting to kind of put this all together, that, you know, if you've seen that, there's a neighbor a couple blocks away or a block away from Dalton Jack's house that spotted a black SUV. That could have very well been the same person coming back, you know, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, staging things, going on her computer, making it look like she was on her computer late into the night when she wasn't, knowing some of her habits, her studies and so forth, maybe even ask her what she's studying and stuff like that before he went back there to do that. The house was unlocked. And I mean, because a black SUV, there's tons of SUVs now. I mean, there's cars that look like police cars, you know, and I can't tell that they're a cop if I'm looking at them head on, because a lot of those black cruisers, they have like those sort of, it says police on it, but it's hidden. You can't tell exactly. But from a distance, sometimes I think they're real cop cars. So what I'm saying is, it could have very well been he was in that type of vehicle in a uniform that tricked Mollie into getting into the car. But she sensed something was up and something was wrong, and you know, she didn't want to. She didn't say anything at first, and she's afraid, and she's on that road, 385th Avenue. That's one of the circles where there's no other homes. There's nobody there. You know, and somebody would have done it that way where she would have been all alone. So, but without tipping her hand, maybe she went on her phone and did that, you know, getting into the car, suspecting something's wrong. You know, I saw a movie before about this, and the like abductor was talking about how so many people, because we're all brought up to be polite and not be rude, and many times we'll actually, you know, go with somebody who means us, you know, harm, even though because we don't want to be rude. You know, it's crazy, but that actually, and you know, and that gets used against us. So, I mean, that's pretty much. I just went on for 10 minutes. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure I got everything that I wanted to say in it, and pretty much it. All right, man. That's the end of this video. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I honestly think Mollie's alive, and I think she's gonna come home. And that's my belief. I think the person who took her is actually, you know, still, he's got a conscience and he's gonna let her go. You know, I mean, that sounds silly, but that's what I actually think. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.